Hi, I just wanted to let everyone know that today is a very exciting day for me because today Enemy, my memoir, has now been released as an audiobook all over the world. So previously it was only available in Australia and New Zealand, but now it's available no matter what country you are in, which is really exciting for me because it's a story of my experience growing up as a child of a traumatized veteran. And I don't think that we have really had a conversation about how war impacts not just veterans, but their families. And I'm wanting to connect with others who have had experiences like mine and to let them know that they're not alone. So if you have had an experience of having a parent struggling with mental health concerns, if you know what it's like to have to walk on eggshells around people, if you've grown up in a home with family violence or addiction, my memoir covers all of those things because that was my experience as well. And if you don't always find the time to read, which I don't always find the time to read, and I imagine there are others like me, then you might want to get the audiobook version of Enemy. I know that sometimes these conversations can be difficult to have, owning our childhood experiences if we've come from a home where it hasn't been great, or trying to find ways to understand what has happened and to be more compassionate toward ourselves and others. And that's what I've attempted to do in Enemy. I've interviewed a lot of veterans to try and understand whether or not the experience that I went through happened in other families as well. I did a lot of research, and one of the things that I found was that children of Vietnam veterans specifically, my dad was a Vietnam veteran, children of Vietnam veterans have a suicide rate 3 times higher than the general population. And that statistic really stood out to me because that speaks of a whole lot of trauma that has passed from one generation to the next. It's really hard to talk about being the child of a veteran because you understand that your parent has gone through a lot of trauma themselves. And this isn't meant to be an accusation. It's just trying to have a discussion about something that's difficult. So if any of those themes resonate with you, you don't have to be the child of a veteran, but if you have known what it's like to grow up in a less than ideal home and you're wanting to have the experience of connecting with others who are open to having difficult discussions, because we all need a place to share our truth. Well, that's what I've tried to do in Enemy. So if you're elsewhere in the world and you want to hear my dulcet tones reading my story to you, it's now available all over the world as an audiobook. So I'd love to know what you think if you read it.